Good afternoon, my lovely ladies and gentlemen. I'm in line to pick up my stepson from his school, and I have about 20 minutes to kill. So I figured I would chat with you guys about something that I've been thinking about today. First of all, hi, how are you? Did you drink your water today? Have you taken your vitamins? Have you done something sweet for someone? Have you? I don't know. I think you should. But yeah, something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I think I'll do kind of a series on it in regards to perspective today. From my perspective, two different things is the idea that the plight of American society, Western society, and first world countries, people who are thriving and not just surviving. I think a big mental block that we have is obviously our privilege, right? I think something that we forget to acknowledge, and this is where perspective comes into play, and we need to keep it, is our perspective of our privilege. In first world countries, we really grapple with frustration in regards to feeling owed time off, essentially. Feeling owed by the world that we shouldn't have to work hard for our entire life. In America, mental health days are such a popular thing where it's like, I need a mental health day to sit in front of my TV and eat some ice cream and feel my feelings, and that's it. And it's non-negotiable because we live in America, and that's a part of our way of life, honestly, is things like mental health days, 2-week vacations in the summer, holidays, sick days, things like that, where we feel owed that time off, right? Retirement, that if you work hard for 65-ish years, that for the rest of your life you'll be taken care of and you won't have to lift a finger. And we feel owed, right? We feel owed. And young people especially, I noticed in my generation, and I was guilty of it too, we have these really big existential questions of what even is life? From the beginning, from kindergarten, we start going to school, and then we don't stop going to school until college, until we're in our 20s. And then after we're in our 20s, and we're working for the rest of our lives until we're 65, and we don't even get to enjoy our life. That's crazy. How is that fair? And we have this whole existential crisis of the work that is laid before us. And we feel owed, in America in particular, time off, right? My camera stopped recording, so I had to start up again. And I want to pose a question to you. I think this spans across the left, the right, the middle, all of the above. At what point in history, or at what location in the world, at any time in the history of humankind, have humans ever been able to not work hard for their entire lives? The answer is never. Never. I still look like a potato. I showered today and I still look like a potato. But the answer is never. Never in humankind history have we been afforded the luxury of not having to work our asses off. That is the nature of living. If you're a farmer, you have to farm every single day of your life in order to provide for your family, in order to feed your communities. And once you turn 65, if you're a farmer, do you just stop farming? You're good to go for the rest of your life. You stored up enough food and crops for the rest of your 30 years of life after you turn 65? No. If you live in a third world country and you don't have access to clean water or food on a daily basis, when you turn 65, you just stop feeding yourself and stop, walking 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles to go get clean water. Nope. The only places in the world where people feel owed time off and luxury and relaxation and things like vacation and traveling the world and really enjoying life and stopping to smell the roses are places that are thriving. And here in America, we are thriving. Yes, there are families who are surviving, but even then, that's the American version of surviving. Growing up, my parents didn't have, not my parents in particular, an American's version of thriving is that my parents didn't have, enough money to feed, us 6 kids. And so sometimes we didn't have dinner, sometimes we had to eat food out of cans instead of a hot meal, or we had to eat, fast food because it was the cheapest form of food that we had access to. That's a whole different kind of surviving than having to walk 17 miles to and from to get clean water and have to hunt and forage for your food, right? That's a whole different kind of surviving. That's American, that's first world problem surviving. Not to say that it's not hard, not to take away from people who are American surviving, who are homeless, who are struggling. I'm not necessarily talking about the outliers of our American society, of our first world Western society. I'm talking in generalizations here. And when I really break down life like that, it energizes the crap out of me, because feeling that way all the time, going, when am I going to get a break? Why do I have to keep going through struggle after struggle after struggle? Why can't I just hit it big, have enough money to provide for my family, and also relax and enjoy my life? And then I've been grappling with this thought process, and I'm going, oh, sweetie, I have something in my teeth. It's literally, that's so annoying, and I wonder if you can see it in the whole video. Oh, that's so annoying. My son had spinach and carrots, pureed spinach and carrots, and he stuck his hand in his mouth and got some of the spinach on his hand. And so then I stuck his hand in my mouth and sucked the food off of his hand, and that tiny little bit of food that I sucked off his hand ended up right there. That's ridiculous. Fantastic. I apologize that y'all had to see that the whole time. That's disgusting. I'm sitting there telling myself, oh, sweetie, you're not owed shit. The world doesn't owe me anything. The world doesn't owe my husband anything. The world does not owe my family anything. The world spins madly on. Those are song lyrics by the Weepies. So I hope that my little thought process there can help energize you and go, 1, the world doesn't owe you anything. So get up off your tushy butt and tackle each day knowing that life is not supposed to be easy. And 2, if it is supposed to be easy, or it is easy at all, it's easy in America, okay? Keep that into perspective. Keep that in your mind's eye all the damn time, because losing sight of that is such a weight on our shoulders, going, man, when am I going to get a break? When am I going to get a break? I haven't taken a vacation in 6 years because I have to work, 60 hours a week just to survive. Join the club. Join the freaking club. Everywhere else on planet Earth is working 24/7 to survive. Only in America are we afforded the luxuries. Like, I can't come to work today because I need a mental health day. I need time to sit on my butt and eat some ice cream and cry. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wow. How lucky are we that we get to afford ourselves those kinds of luxuries? A death in the family. I'm really struggling. I'm going to take a week off of work for bereavement, right? For grieving. I'm going to take a week off of work and go through the motions of sadness. There are people in third world countries who lose family all the time due to their third world country circumstances. Do you think the world stops for them and they get a week of bereavement where they get to just stop working? Do you think they get time off or they don't have to forage for food and water? No, their world spins madly on no matter what. So my point in this rant is to say, count your freaking blessings. The world does not owe you anything. We have it so good here. We have it so good here. Count your blessings and let your blessings push you forward. Keep everything in perspective at all times. We are so myopic and so privileged here in America that we forget how hard life is outside of our white picket fence. There's a whole world out there who is hustling every single day. We don't even know here in America, the average person doesn't even know the meaning of the word hustle. We pretend that we do. We pretend, but we have no idea. Count your blessings. Be thankful. Keep hustling. Keep grinding. Keep working hard, because you have to. That's just the way life is. None of us make it out any other way unless you're really, really, really lucky. And I don't think that the people who are really, really, really lucky, the top 1% of the entire world, I don't think that that makes them happy necessarily. Everyone has their struggles. The grass isn't always greener. But at the same time, the grass is pretty green here in America. So yeah, just think about that. I hope my rambling made sense. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.